Good morning. Welcome back to the Great British Breakfast. Now, from paying around £9,000 a year for Zoom lectures to battling with saturated jobs markets, many young people have found the last year and a half really pretty difficult.
Downing Street continues to push its levelling up agenda, encouraging young people to get hands-on experience by announcing a £7 million cash injection to support more apprenticeships. Well, the Minister for Apprenticeships and Skills, Gillian, joins us now. £7 million, it sounds a lot, but what sort of difference will this actually make?
Well, actually, that's on top of the £2.5 billion that we spend every year on apprenticeships. But what this is doing is we're trying to broaden the reach into some sectors that are finding it a bit more difficult to employ apprentices. An apprenticeship is a job, and it is at least a minimum of 1 year with 20% of the time training. But a lot of the sectors, like the creative sectors, they don't really work in that way. They work project by project or freelancers. So what this is actually designed to do is to make sure that we can access apprenticeships can be accessed by those industries and those industry sectors. So make it easier for those to be able to employ apprentices, even though they won't be employing them full time in any one particular employer. So it's there to be able to provide an umbrella organisation to make sure that apprentices can access those sectors.
How important, Gillian, is this right now after what we've all been through as we try to get back on our feet in whatever sector that might be, education or whatever? How important?
Well, it's really important because we've got massive skills shortages in this sector. So they came to us, actually, the creative industry said, we've got 30,000 skill shortages and lots of people want to work in the industry. Can you help us solve this problem? So they actually came to us. But, you know, if you think about it, there's been many announcements, even in the last week, about more investment here in our creative industries, in film studios, etc. And lots of young people would love to access those careers. So what we're trying to do is it's one of a number of things, actually, to just make apprenticeships more easily and widely available across the country. And also, it's really good to provide opportunity for people, because apprenticeships, the talent is all over the country, opportunity is not, and apprenticeships change that. And that's one of the other focuses that we have.
Just on the wider issue of the pandemic and how the government has responded, we're seeing a tweaking in response to the pandemic. We're seeing the government changing its mind on travel rules. Is there a sense of the message now, the government message is so confused that the government itself is now accepting that it just can't push things any further?
No, but I think simplicity is an important part of the design. So you mentioned about the travel. And of course, we are trying to tread a really careful balance between opening up travel and minimising the risk of new variants. And we've seen the risk of new variants several times, and we certainly don't want to go back there. So we're trying to navigate that very carefully. So, you know,